to hear and deliver our support to Our Excellency, the importance and valued support of the local government officials in ending the campaign against terrorism. To our Commander-in-Chief, sir, we are very honored to have you here with us today. The officers, soldiers, men and women of GTF Central and 6ID are very much honored. It is truly an excellent opportunity for learning under your guidance. And to all other senior general officers and partners, stakeholders present, in behalf of the officers and men, as Commander of Joint Task Force Central and Commander of 6ID, once again, it is great pride to warmly welcome you all here in the home of the Campilan Warriors, the 6th Infantry Campilan Division. Good afternoon to each and every one of us. God bless us all. Let me allow, sir, to proceed on my briefing on the current situation in Joint Task Force Central Area, focusing on Maguindanao. As Commander of Joint Task Force Central and 6th Infantry Division, I will be presenting to you the updates on peace and security in Joint Task Force Central Area. The briefing I am about to present is classified as confidential. Please refrain from taking pictures and copying the contents of the briefing. My briefing will follow the sequence: Joint Task Force Central Area of Operations, security awareness, disposition and location of forces, and significant accomplishments are the scope of my presentation today. For the area of responsibility of Joint Task Force Central covers the provinces of Maguindanao, North Cotabato, 4 municipalities of Lanao del Sur, the province of Sultan Kudarat, South Cotabato, the Sarangani province, and the cities of Cotabato, General Santos, Tacorong, and Coronadal, with a total area of 2,457,694 hectares. It is composed of various ethnic tribes, where majority of the people are ethno-linguistic Christians. That includes Cebuano, Ilonggo, and Ilocano, comprising 55% of the total population, and the other 30% are composed of Bangsamoro people. That includes ethnic groups from Maguindanaoans, Dairanons, Maranaos, while the remaining 12% belong to the indigenous people. That includes the Tibuli, the Manobo, the Tidurais, and Bilaan, among others. For the security awareness, the Joint Task Force Central is confronted with the different threat groups, namely the private armed groups, the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters, the Dausla Islamia terror groups, and the Communist terrorist group. The Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters has 2 factions, namely the Karyalan faction led by Muhyiddin Animbang Karyalan, was involved in the thwarted Dato Paglas town siege, and the Bungos faction led by Ismail Abubakar alias Bungos. These groups are concentrated in Salbo, Pagatin, Mamamasapano, Sharif Aguac, and Maguindanao Stretch, or commonly known as the infamous SPMS box, as well as the marshy areas of Midsayap, Alyusan, and Piquet of North Cotabato. At present, the BIFF continues to wage jihadist war against the government, with the objective seceding from the Republic of the Philippines. The Dawla Islamia, which was 3 subgroups, namely the Toraipe group, headed by Ismail Abdul Malik alias Abu Toraipe, the Hassan group, led by Salahuddin Hassan alias Urak, the declared emir of Dawla of ISIS in Southeast Asia, and Magid group, which is about for dissolution. For the information of Our Excellency, sir, the last remaining Magid group was neutralized just this morning in Dato Salibo. The Toraipe and Hassan groups currently are highly mobile as they evade the operating troops. Meanwhile, the remnants of the Magid group, which has no identified leader, are monitored in Maasim, Sarangani, and Pulumulok, South Cotabato. It is said to have joined the Toraipe and Hassan group. The Communist terrorist group is comprised of sub-regional committee Daguma that concentrates in the hinterlands of Palimbang, Calamansig, Senator Ninoy Aquino, and Libak of Sultan Kudarat Province. The Guerrilla Front of Musa, its operation in the hinterlands of Lake Cebu, Banga and Tiboli of South Cotabato, and Maitom and Kiamba of Sarangani Province. On the other hand, Guerrilla Front 53 is encroaching slowly in the hinterlands of Matalam, North Cotabato. For the disposition and location of troops, as shown in the slide is the location of Joint Task Force Central in its 6 tactical brigades in Tactical Operations Group 12. The different brigades under Joint Task Force Central covers the following municipalities of Maguindanao as shown. 604 Brigade covers the municipalities of Buluan, General Salipada Pindaton, Dato Paglat, Pandag, Dato Paglas, and Magunda Dato municipalities. 602nd Brigade covers the municipalities of Pagalungan, Dato Umontawal, and Northern Cabintalan of Maguindanao Province. 603rd Brigade covers Upi and South Upi municipalities. The 1st Mechanized Brigade, our main effort, covers Dato Saudi Ampatuan, Dato Salibo, Dato Piang, Rajabuayan, Mamasapano, Sharif Saidona, Mustafa, Sultan Sabarungis, Gindulungan, Dato Anggal Mitimbang, Talayan, and Dato Udin Sinswat. 1st Marine Brigade covers Dato Blasin Swat, Mother Kabuntalan, Sultan Kudarat, Sultan Mastura, Parang, Matanog, Barrera, and Boldon. Lastly, the 1st Brigade Combat Team, a newly arrived unit which covers the municipalities of Dato Hooper, Sharif Agwak, Ampatuan, and Dato Onsay. Allow me, sir, to show the significant accomplishments of Joint Task Force Central from 01 January to 09 May 2021. The Joint Task Force Central has been conducting combat operations in support to law enforcement operations with the PNP, PIDEA, and other government agencies. The next slide will show our results as security sector in our government. The Kia indicated, sir, is the one that we have shown in the video that was uploaded in the incident on May 5. It did not happen in Dato Paglas. It happened in Sharif Agwak, Maguindanao. In compliance with the directive of our President to finish the fight against the terrorists in this part of the country, we have the following accomplishment. As a result of focused military operations in support to law enforcement operations from 01 January to date, Hence my briefing. God bless us all. To God be the glory.
Maraming salamat po, Major General Un. Ngayon, hinihiling po natin si Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff, General Serelito E. Subihana, para magbigay ng kanyang mensahe.
Let me recognize again our Commander-in-Chief, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the Secretary of National Defense, Secretary Delfin Nigrelio Lorenzana, Senator Bongo, Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., Interim Chief Minister of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Al-Hajj Murad Ibrahim, Commander 6th Infantry Division, Major General Juby Max Uy, my partners in public service, we have here the 3 governors, of course the host governor of our host governor, since we are now in Maguindanao, Governor Bay Mariam Magunda Dato, and she is joined by his husband, the Governor of Sultan Kudarat, the adjacent province, Governor Suharto Teng Magunda Dato, and let me also greet my partner in Sulu, the Governor of the province of Sulu, Governor Sakurtan, the Mayor, City Mayor of Cotabato City, Mayor Bay Sencha Gianni Sayadi, the Executive Secretary of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Honorable Sami Gambar, Congressman Toto Magondadato of the 2nd District of Maguindanao, the Vice Governor of Maguindanao, Vice Governor Lester Sinsuat, our municipal mayors who are present and kindly stand up to be recognized, the mayors of GSKP, Dato Abdullah Sangki, Sharif Agwak, Medtimbang, Dato Anggal, South OP, and other municipalities. And I would like to specially mention Dato the mayor of Dato Paglas, Dato Toy Paglas, or Mayor Doy Paglas, wherein the recent skirmishers had happened. To our partners in the Philippine National Police, the Chief of the Philippine National Police, my Mista, General Guillermo Eleazar, the Commanding General of the Philippine Air Force, Lieutenant General Allen Paredes, the Unified Commanders, Lieutenant General Binluan and Lieutenant General Almerol, Daipo Western Mindanao, Lieutenant General Malayo, Division Commanders, Brigade Commanders, and Battalion Commanders who are with us. Magandang hapon sa ating lahat. In the celebration of the Ramadan, let me start with the greetings of salam. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And I would like to greet my fellow Magindanaons, Mapya Malulom sa Likitan Ulangon, and to my brother in Sulu, mauno-uno na kamukatan, mga tay manghud ko. Well, we are very fortunate today because no less than the President is with us. And the reason for being is, of course, to look into the security situation of the Bangsamoro region. We had been saying that Mindanao, or the Bangsamoro region, is the land of promise. A promise to become the most peaceful and the most progressive, considering its rich natural resources and, of course, intelligent human resource, not to mention the other potentials. But sad to note, that word promise has not been fulfilled. There were a lot of assurances that had been made that should govern us on how to do things. But unfortunately, nothing worked so far. And I myself was a witness on the evolution of security here in Mindanao, particularly in the Bangsamoro region, because I've been here since I was a lieutenant until I was a lieutenant general as the commander of the Western Mindanao Command. So no amount of issuances, no amount of laws, no amount of rules, if those who are implementing it are not doing it the best way. So the effectivity of these laws, rules and regulations, and other issuances depends upon us who are implementing them. And over the period of time, for more than 3 decades that I've been here, I've witnessed deaths, destructions of properties, loss of lives, and other things that are not acceptable. And our President is very determined to put an end to the menace of terrorism here in the Bangsamoro region. And that's why EO 70 has been issued. And in that issuance, it demands convergence among us stakeholders. So I do believe that if we will converge our efforts, we can make a difference and we can make things happen. So with the limited time left with our President as the Commander-in-Chief and the President of the Republic, I think we can still come up with a catch-up plan. And by the way, I would like to recognize also Undersecretary Marjorie Halosos, ma'am, and Director Jim Lani, my partner in the Bangsamoro region. So, indeed, it is necessary for all of us to act and act now. Pagsamasamahin natin ang ating lakas, ang ating talino, ang ating kaalaman upang sa ganon makamit natin ang kapayapaan at kaunlaran. Hindi lamang dito sa Bangsamoro region, but across. The Mindanao Island and across the Philippine Archipelago. So looking forward, I should say that Central Mindanao is the most challenging province, is a very fruitful one. Magandang hapon, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Maraming salamat po, General Subihana. Ngayon, tatawagin po natin si Department of National Defense Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana para ipakilala ang ating panauhing pandangal.
Mga kababayan, ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit down. Salamat po. My prepared speech ako dito, as a matter of fact, it's about 2 pages. But I will not hold you more than what is necessary. I know that it's a hot afternoon. The weather is all throughout mainit. At hindi ko kayo paupuin dyan na magsalita ng mag-speech. I came here not to deliver a speech. Napunta ako dito to have a conversation with you. I will be brief because I have just to say the urgent things that must happen. Not only that it would come, it must happen. Otherwise, we will go back to what was the situation in the past. Alam mo, ang gobyerno talagang ginawa ng lahat. The creation of barn, and hindi tapos. We are also more than just to expand whatever is necessary for an effective governance of your Mindanao. Ako taga Mindanao rin. Talagang raised and nurtured to manhood in Mindanao. Alam ko gaano kasakit ang nangyayari sa ating bayan. And here in Mindanao, you know, I have relatives, both sides, na coming from the Muslim areas. Masakit sa akin na magtingin. Kami ni Bangsamoro, minsan mag-usap kami. I am moved to tears to see what is really happening now. It's pure carnage. And the ultimate beneficiaries of the violence created here are the civilians. Tayong nasa posisyon, tayong may pera, tayong may armas, we do not have nary a care because we can do what we want with arms. The violence is very much present. Nakikiusap ako because you know, government cannot wage a war against his own people. Hindi talaga pwede yan. Kaya ako nagpunta dito just to remind you that whatever happens, Mindanao would still be a part of the Philippines. That is the reality. Aplenty in the past of yun ang gustong ibahin i-reconfigure. Fine. If it is the will of the people, go ahead. We can always change the boundaries or whatever is best suited. Walang limit ang pasensya namin. But the problem is ganito. The BIFF, pati yung allied terrorists dito, at iba-iba yan, are waging a war against each other, against the local government, at against the armed forces of the Philippines. Niririndahan ko ang mga sundalo. Hanggang dyan lang. Pag may, trouble, go there and do something. And if there has to be a fight, fight. But this cannot go on. Hindi talaga pwede. Well, if it will not stop during my time, it will transcend to the other, by the grace of Allah, if this country is still existing, this conflict will cost lives, and it will cost innocent lives. Hindi na tayo dito, yung army preparadong mamatay, yung mga warriors dyan, o mga terorista, kaya din nilang mamatay. But the problem is, anong mangyari sa mga tao na ayaw pang mamatay at may mga anak at pamilya? Hindi pwede talaga to. So, ang aking tinatakutan is ganito. These are petty quarrels, an ambuscade here, ambuscade there. And yet, niririndahan ko ang armed forces. Kasi sasabihin ko, we cannot wage a war against our people. Mahirap yan eh. But then again, hindi pwede itong basta mag-atake na lang. With arms. And invariably, matawag ang pulis, matawag ang military, dyan na magkagulo. I am avoiding the situation where things will go out of control. And kasi pag ito, ang military would also, upon my orders, press for a fight in order to impose peace. Ngayon, kung hindi ninyo ma-convince yung mga tao, alam ko yung iba ayaw sa inyo. Maybe kalaban rin ninyo. But you must do something because it will come to a fore na pag marami na ang tama ang military pati police, magsabi na sila sa akin, Sir, ganito na lang ba? We react to situations and we continue to die. It's life that is involved here. So pagka ganon, kung hindi ko mapigilan, and there will be an all-out offensive, yan na ang problema. And if I give the order, I will no longer withdraw it. I will wait for the next president to do what he wants with Mindanao. Kasi gusto ko talagang tapusin itong mga masasama. Total, we are ready to listen. We want to reconfigure Mindanao, tayo. We will do it. We just talk. You can begin it now na nandito pa ako, na makikinig sa inyo. And try, hindi lang ninyo alam gaano ko inikot lahat yan just to convince them to give the barn dito sa Central Mindanao. You just don't know the endless meetings, mga ilang kape, ilang tasang kape maubos ko noon, just to talk and convince to support barn. So that, hopefully, sana there will be peace. But the monkey wrench of the whole situation now is the BIFF. And they continue to inflict, hindi lang maliliit, they continue to burn, ambush, detonate bombs, talagang full-blown terrorism. Ngayon, nagmamakaawa ako sa inyo, tulungan ninyo ako. Because otherwise, he said, if I give the order for an all-out offensive, it will be bloody and it will be sad. Yun ang ayaw ko. Kaya ako pumunta dito. Yan lang ang gusto ko. I will not detain you here hold you more than necessary. Alam ko mainit. Ako basang-basa na ako sa loob. Pawisin ako na tao. Yan lang ang pumunta ako dito. Magmakaawa sa tulong ninyo. Ayaw kong pumatay ng Muslim. Ayaw kong pumatay ng Kristiyanos. Gusto ko manahimik ang buhay natin sa mundong ito. You know, we live only once. Okay, if you die, you go to Allah. Fine. But in the meantime, dito sa buhay ka, magtiis tayo na ganito. But there is heaven with Allah. But in the meantime, do we have to create hell dito sa... Ilang taon tayo mabubuhay? Ilang taon tayo abutin? Ako, sa awa, umabot ako ng 76. But I have seen the strife, how it would have prevented the development of Mindanao. Ang ayaw ko dyan yung civilian, tinatakot, ginagawang hostage. Anong So pag gano'n ang gobyerno ko, mag-resign na lang ako. Sa totoo lang. Hindi ako atat na atat talagang maging presidente. But if I cannot, at least the barest minimum of a peaceful place, then I have no reason to stay. It would be a failure. Tama. Talagang failure. Wala ako magawa. I must be, frank enough and be humble and say that, sorry. Sinubukan ko lahat, wala talaga akong hindi umubra. And then, when the peaceful environment disappears, there is war. And people will suffer. And there will be more deaths and horror of war. Who will stop it? I don't know. Ngayon nga ang problema, kung ngayon ang pag-usapan, in the future, wala na akong pakialam. Pero ngayon, who will stop it? Tayo. Kung kaya pa rin natin. I'm not imposing any obligation on you. I know that you are for peace. Kaya nga nandiyan kayo sa gobyerno because we want to govern Mindanao peacefully so that progress Kaya hindi makapasok eh. Nandyan yung NPA. Isa pa rin yan. Kaya yung NPA, my orders is really to destroy them. Basta makita mo na NPA magdala ng armas, sabi ko, patayin mo. Wala nang istorya. Because patayin ka rin talaga niyan eh. So, it has been there for a long time. Hindi ko na masikmura yung ganon. At itong dito sa nangyayari sa Central Mindanao, it is becoming a flashpoint. Dito, it's a barn between barn and BIFF, yung mga alitan dito, including yung mga galit nila sa mga local executives. Kung sino ang bumibigay dyan o sino yung wants to placate them, okay yan sa akin. Because that is really for peace. But sabihin ko sa inyo, if they continue to kill civilians, and if they continue to kill the hostage of the town, and if they continue to kill my soldiers, I will be forced to do what is necessary. Hindi ako nag-warning. Hindi ako nanakot. I have no business giving you an intimidating talk. Nagmamakaawa nga ako eh. Tulungan lang ninyo ako. Pati sa panahon ko, kung makausap, if there is still a chance for you to cross the line and talk to them, and sabihin lang ninyo, wag na muna ngayon. You know, do not commit atrocities that could no longer be stomached by the government. Kaya nung nakita ko yung away putukan, sabi ko yung hostage yun. Just imagine the horror of the people there, running back and forth. Is that the kind of government that I can give to the people? Sabi ko, kung hindi ko kaya, putang ina, magre-resign ako. Then you can demand my resignation. And maybe I will consider it. Hindi ko talaga kaya, may palitan ka. Para sa akin, ano ko kasi, my inclination sa governance is law and order. Kasi fiscal ako noon. Then a vice mayor ako. Nung mayor ako, kita ninyo ang Davao noon. Pinapupatok ng mga terorista. But, someday they have to answer to somebody for that. May mananagot talaga dyan. Alam mo, karma is, umiikot talaga ang karma sa mundo. It comes from God. The eternal justice will meet you. Maybe what is necessary. Yun lang po ang pinunta ko talaga dito. Na tulungan po ninyo ako. Kasi ayaw kong mamatay. Ayaw kong pumatay ng Muslim. Gago ko po. Lula ko Muslim. Mga anak ko Muslim lahat. Kay Sangkula. Ang apo ko, puro Muslim. Magpagira ako sa how can I relate to my children in the future? Malalaki na sila umay. Tungo nila, lo, bakit sige patayan, lo? Wala kang magawa niyan. What will I answer to my grandchildren? Kayo daw. Baliktarin natin. Kayo ang lulo na makinig na ganong salita. No, bakit hindi man kami makapunta sa Sulo? Doon man si Papa. Punta ng Hulo. Sabi ko talaga, cannot guarantee. May mga terorista eh. So if you are a government, kasama tayo. Walang problema yan. We are partners in spirit, fraternal brotherhood by blood. Wala tayong problema. If you are with government and you help us, but please do not. I'm not giving a warning. I said I have no business giving warnings here. Please do not give them the sanctuary. Mag-provide ka dito na isang lugar, mag-standby sila. Either do not wait that I will call you to Malacanang, there are intelligence reports, o papasukin talaga ng do something about this. It will, the necessary consequences. Yun lang ang I'm sorry if I spoiled your afternoon. I said I will not hold you longer than what is necessary. Mainit na lugar. Paski yung aeroplano, mainit, naknang. There's really a climate change. Nag-iba na talaga ang mundo. Overuse na kasi. Ang mundo parang sakyan. Overuse na sa lahat. Lagi wala ng kahoy. Lahat. Bumbagi. Halos palyado na ang mundo. Kung dagdagan pa natin, and we do not give at least an ample space for everybody, for space to move around, and we truly, hindi naman ko sabihin pa pinipilit kasi Filipino, you do not accept, some or plenty of you do not accept Filipino. Tama. Kaya sino ang nag-elevate kay Lapu-Lapu? Ba sinabi ko noon, punta ako dito, wala tayong national hero. Sino ang nagsabi ko, pag presidente ako, magawa ako ng ating hero. And I raised Lapu-Lapu to the level and dignity of a true warrior. And he was Tausug. The settlement was Tausug. Hindi nila alam, those who are debating, ang mga Bisaya, kung makinig lang sila ng mabuti, they can make out of what a Tausug is talking about. Ang pinakamalapit sa vernacular sa Mindanao is yung Cebuano pati. Ang Cebuano is a tribe also there, thriving with Lapu-Lapu. Magtanong ka ng matatanda dito na matagal ang hindi umuwi. They call themselves Sugbuanon. Hindi na sabihin Cebu. That is a Spanish creation. Magtanong ka yung matatanda, saan ka galing? Sugbo. So, what's your tribe? Sugbuanon. Kaya yan ang tapos itong mga pilosopo, they're contesting Lapu-Lapu. Sabi ko, nandyan na yan. He killed the first invader of our country. I am very proud of him. Talagang napagyayabang ko. Kaya may medal. The medals that I give to my soldiers now are all Lapu-Lapu Awards for bravery. Ito talagang nag-fight sa invaders. At hindi lang pinatay talaga si Miresi, whoever told Magellan to come here and fuck with our country. So yan po ang kunting pakiusap. Sabi ko, hindi ko kayo pigilan ng mainit. I'd like to thank you for coming over and enduring the heat. Because we are under a galvanized, alam ko, so mahiya rin ako na pigilan kami dito. How uncomfortable it is. And for that, I am very, very thankful. And to my soldiers, I will talk to you separately. But then we will have another space. I can have a space for you after this. So hindi na ako magtagal. Sabihin ko sa inyo, Salam Alaikum. At sa puso ko, yun talaga ang totoo. Wala akong obligasyon sa buhay na ito, even in government sa Manila. Nasabi ganito. I have no obligation at all to lie. Walang tinuro ang nanay, tatay ko na magsabi na magsinungaling ka. There is no law which says that I have to voice something which is false. It is all true, and it comes from my heart. And I would just say, I really love the Muslims and the Christians and all the indigenous tribes here. Maraming salamat po.
Daghang salamat among gihigugma nga presidente sa pagbisita sa inyong hukbo. Matatag na liderato at inspirasyon sa amin.
Pagbabago sa wanaan, bayan ko sa magnanakaw na trapiko.